This is a video by Richpin. Today we're working on a Saturn S series. This happens to be a Gen 2 model, and we're doing some diagnostic troubleshooting on a heater blower motor. Now the heater blower motor on the S series is located behind the glove box right here. Okay, the first thing we need to do to check the blower motor is to remove the connector right here off the motor, and you'll see a black and purple wire that goes to the connector. Now the black wire is the negative to the motor. Now we need to take our multimeter here and set it on our ohm scale. And then take the negative lead of the multimeter, put that to a ground, and take the positive lead and test the black wire, and we should see continuity there. And we have good ground on this particular car. Next, we have to check the purple wire for current. Take your ignition key, turn it to the run position. Now take the heater blower switch, move it all the way to the far right position. That would be full on. And set our multimeter to DC voltage. Now, let's probe the purple wire, and we should see current there. Now, if you see current there, well, that's the problem. The motor is no good. Now, if you do see current here, we have to go on to some more steps. Next, we need to remove the fuse panel access cover, which is located right near the shifter on the passenger's side of the footwell. Now underneath there, you'll see this relay right here, which is the blower motor relay. Now we need to remove that. First thing we need to check is the ground in the relay. I've made a little probe right here. And this pin right here is the ground connector. Now take your multimeter, put the negative lead to a ground. Right on this bracket right here would be a good place. And next we need to take our multimeter, put it on the ohm scale, and we need to check that pin, and there should be continuity there. And this one is. So that's fine. You want to see ground at that pin. Next, we need to check the pin right below this one. This will be the live current to the socket. Make sure you don't touch any ground on this, because this should be live. Take your multimeter, move it to the DC voltage scale, number 20. Now, make sure that the negative lead is still on the ground, and when you connect the live lead, there should be power there. Now, if you don't see current there, check the IGN fuse in the under the hood junction block. Now, to check that IGN3 fuse, remove the cover on the fuse panel in the under the hood fuse box. Now you can take a test light, connect it to the negative of the battery, or a ground will work, any ground. This one right here is the IGN3 fuse, the second one from the edge right here, and on top of the fuse a little metal contact, and you can check and see if you're getting current there. That's on one side of the fuse, and then you can check through the fuse on the other side. And you should see your test light on both of those pins. Now, after checking the IGN3 fuse, and if it was no good, replace the fuse, replace the relay, see if the motor works. Now, if the fuse was good, we need to check this connection right here, which is the connection to the switch. It's the juice current from the switch, that corner one right there. We need to check that. Next, take your multimeter, leave it on the DC voltage scale, and take the live lead, put that on the pin. Now take the ignition key, turn it to the run position. Now move the blower motor, the fan switch all the way over to number 4. That's full on. Should see current there. Now, if you don't have any current when you check that, check this fuse right here. This third one down, that's the HVAC fuse. It's a 15 amp fuse. And if the fuse is good, we'll then replace the switch. That's the blower motor switch. Now, if the fuse is no good, replace the fuse, replace the relay, and see if the motor works. Now, if after checking the ground here, the live here, the switch wire over here, and if that all checked out, we'll then just replace the relay. It's most likely a faulty relay. One other thing you can check is you can check the resistor, the blower motor resistor, while you're down here. That would be this one right in the middle. Stick your probe in there, put the key to the run position, and it doesn't matter what switch the blower motor switch is. And when you connect your live probe here, you should see current. If you don't see current, well then there's a problem with the blower motor resistor. And that's it for troubleshooting the Saturn S-Series blower motor.